Hello, my name's Dan Mudge from Bayview Golf Course in RR2 Zurich. I'd just like to thank MTS Environmental for having us here and working with us over the summer. It's been very knowledgeable and very helpful. What we really want to stress is the fact that we took this product, the Bio-Desolve product, and used it on our 4 weakest greens, notoriously greens that were really stressful in the summertime and due to drought, disease, and things like that. So we picked our 4 weakest ones, our 4 tees and 4 fairways, and did the entire program with the Bio-Desolve products over the summer. And right off the bat, right off the hop, we noticed in the spring the initial fast green up of all the greens and tees and fairways. So, you know, right off the bat, you're looking better earlier in the year. Is very important to a lot of our customers. As the season went on, these greens were, a couple of them were our indicator greens for disease. At no time, actually all summer long, did any of these greens, any of these 4, indicate dollar spot or anything like that, which is really helpful. We were really impressed with that. As the summer season progressed, we coming into our dry months, late June, July, and August, the water acceptability on our greens was really fantastic. We reduced our hours of watering. Of course, that in turn reduces the water volume that we're having to use, and that's becoming increasingly important as the years go by here. So that's another avenue that I think we're all really happy with. The greens and tees themselves and fairways, we noticed a considerable improvement with the quality of grass, and the thickness of the grass. By all means, those greens that we treated and the tees and fairways all thickened up. And these are in some of the fairways in question here were fairways that notoriously were by July were burned out, and we didn't see that this year, which is fantastic. It makes you excited for the coming year, the next season that comes in, because those 4 at least will be head and shoulders above what the rest of our golf course will be. And in turn, we've decided this golf course is going to go ahead and treat everything here and with the product. And so we're excited from that avenue. Disease was greatly reduced in the greens, which was very, very favorable. We still treated them, but we treated them from a fact that it was a preventative, not as an afterthought when we already had it, which is really important. So we weren't in the least concerned with those greens all through the season. And being one of the guys that I cut the greens daily, those 4 greens treated, there was a bigger volume of grass on them. So that's kind of a yes and no, maybe a problem, maybe not, but from our standpoint, we'd rather be cutting grass than not. It's healthier that way. So big improvement there.
What about from a fertilizer usage point of view, Dan? Were you able to reduce, or did you reduce your fertilizer?
What we found is those greens, we didn't have to spend as much time on those greens, maybe aerating, verticutting, those sorts of things. So we saved man hours there. As far as fertilizing is concerned, we didn't cut back a great deal this year on those, but we can see that next year we're going to be able to cut back on those 4. Once we get the rest of the golf course on the program, we're very excited about we're going to be able to start reducing our volume of fertilizer that we're going to be buying. So, which in turn is great. Plus, you know, you're looking at your dollars and cents on the fertilizer plus your man hours of putting it down. So, and then when you put crystal granular down, you got to water it in. So it's, you know, it's just a ripple effect all the way down.
Yep.
For sure.
And on the surfactants in the past that you've used, any comment on, with our program going on, seeing any, you might be able to reduce the use of that? Or?
For sure. You're going to be able to, from our standpoint, we will be able to reduce it. We're going to say by half, 50% next year. And I would say, in our modest opinion, that we could be very well eliminating that in the next 2 or 3 years, which is just a huge, huge expense plus man hours, and that's, to us, that's what it comes down to. So
with the extra growth and thickness that you've seen in the greens and the fairways, did that increase thatch problems, or how? Any comments on that?
For sure. This year especially, and it's going to be interesting as we go along, but for the very first year on those 4 greens, we saw an increase in thatch, but I think what we're seeing is now it decreasing as the year went out. So I think that initial burst is, yep, you're going to notice anybody using it for the first time, you're going to see that initial burst of thatch, and then it starts to decrease as the year went on. And I think as years go on, I think what we're hoping is that we're going to really see that the thatch problem either slow right down or eventually eliminate it. So,
what about an aeration on your greens? Were you able to reduce the amount of aeration you did, or no change there?
No, definitely reduce the amount of times we had to aerate. We did notoriously with 3 different times we had to go out and aerate greens. On those ones, on the 4 greens that were treated, we had to aerate the back of one once, and that was it. And that's a definite improvement. Like I said before, when we started, those 4 greens were troublesome greens. They took up a lot of time. We would even have to go as far as aerating and hand watering in order to flood those greens out to bring them back to life. So we could see a very positive vibe coming from the product, and it's an easy product to use. That's one of the other things. It's an easy product to use. You know, you can mix it in with fertilizer. You can mix it in with anything that you're spraying basically right now, and it's very easy. So it's easy to handle.
And the IPM.
The IPM is what we're really excited about. Is it's very IPM friendly. Documentation will be either very minimal, and you're going to be able to show IPM that what you're doing to reduce the usage of chemicals on your golf course, which is what they're really after. So we're excited from that standpoint, because I don't think there's any of us that like doing paperwork. So it is a very good product. We're very impressed with it, and MTS has been very helpful throughout the summer, throughout the season to get us going. So.